Is mankind doomed to fail? Find out in my review of Attack on Titan, Episode 12. So the big plan of Move the Rock is pretty much fucked. Everything's going wrong. Eren started attacking Mikasa, and things are just not going good for him. And what's really great about this scene is it almost seems like she's going to calm him down a little bit, and she's really ballsy for what she does. She essentially gets right in his face, and this is either really, really smart or really fucking stupid. But, Mikasa's a badass. Even if she's fighting against any Titan, she pretty much has the upper hand in the battle. And she essentially tricks Eren into punching himself in the face, which does a lot of damage to him, and it's able to knock him out for a little bit while she composes herself and figures out what the hell to do. In the meantime, everything is sort of slowly falling apart, with a few people trying to pick up the pieces. A lot of the soldiers are freaking out because Riko immediately is like, you know what, fuck the whole situation. She shoots her flare into the sky, and that's that. And so everybody starts sort of panicking when they see this. And Pixis is basically letting them all know to stand their ground because it doesn't matter. We can run, but we're pretty much fucked either way. So let's just stay here and fight to our very last breath, because if we don't, then everybody's death is just going to be in vain. Eventually a pep talk is given, and even Riko is slightly convinced to sort of protect Eren from all of the Titans that are slowly making their way into the city. And even Armin here is being a complete badass, and really unlike his traditional self, he actually makes his way over to the battlefield where Eren is, and even gets right on top of his neck. And he's really, really ballsy in the scene, because Mikasa really doesn't know what to do here, and he essentially just lets her know, look, I'm going to take care of this, you need to protect us from the Titans, because if you don't, we're pretty much screwed here. And he takes his sword and stabs it right through the Titan body that Eren is controlling, and he also stabs right through Eren's arm. And this snaps him out of this, like, weird dreamlike state that he's in, where essentially when he's in the Titan's body, he, like, sees himself, like, in the past, where he's with his family, his mother, his father, Mikasa, except that he's really, really tired and he needs to sleep all the time. And I'm sure they're going to explain this a little bit further on. But when he finally starts to snap to is when Armin finally gives him this really badass speech. And it all comes down to the big theme at the end. With Armin explaining, hey, weren't we going to explore the outside world together and see all the different parts of the world? Why aren't you going to do that? And this scene is great. It immediately snaps Eren out of his funk, so to speak. And he says, of course I want to get out of here. Of course I want to see the outside world. I was born to this world. And what I love about this scene is it's really thematic. All of a sudden, all this fire starts to erupt all around Eren. And you get to see that all of his family members behind them actually turn into ashes and flow away. It's really creepy and ominous and badass at the same time. And as this is going on, it looks like his Titan body is slowly beginning to regenerate. And it looks really great. And it looks like he's finally going to start to learn to control this Titan body however it may work. I'm starting to notice there's some scenes that they just don't animate, and they essentially just show like still images of. And it was a little more noticeable in this one. I think there was this one scene where they showed a large group of Titans coming into the corner of the walls. And I just noticed, I was like, huh. It would really be awesome if those things were moving. It would look really awesome. Even if they did the, sort of weird CG type of stuff, I think it would add a lot to it. And, I just got done watching the Berserk movie, the last third movie, which we will review, by the way. I like the way they animated the monsters in that. I kind of wish they could do that for this. But that's a movie, and this is a weekly anime series, so maybe they didn't have the budget for it. However, that is going to bring the score down a little bit, but there were still a lot of really great moments, a lot of moments that were freaky as hell. There was even this one little subplot that involved John or Gene, whatever his pronunciation is. Essentially, his 3D maneuver gear stopped working, and he's trying to basically run away from all the Titans and also sort of cover his ass. And, he's also sort of beating himself up because he doesn't want to be a burden to anybody else. And he doesn't want anybody to be a burden to him either. So it's kind of he's kind of fucked in that situation. But I'd like to see what's going to happen to him because he's survived some really freaky shit this week. There were, of course, many, many deaths this week, many random deaths. A lot of creepiness from the Titans themselves. A lot of pretty good animation, some pretty decent action sequences. So for that, I am going to give this episode a 9 out of 10, and one that I think you guys should definitely check out, because this is still, I think, the best anime of the season right now, and it's definitely worth getting into right now. And this is a really, really long story arc that they're running into right now. But what I really love most about it, I think, is that in these type of series, usually at this point in time, things start to look on the upside. But for the last couple episodes, it has just been a downer, and it has taken a long time, like, for this moment to finally come. And there's no guarantee, I have no idea, I don't read the manga. There's no guarantee that Eren's just going to immediately start working with the good guys. So I can't wait to see how that's going to work out. So there it is, 9 out of 10. Make sure and check it out, guys. So how did you guys feel about this week's episode of Attack on Titan? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were there any new theories you want to discuss? I'd love to know what you think, and you can let me know with your comments below. And you guys know the drill by now. Before you leave, make sure and give this video a thumbs up. Make sure and like it. It's one of the best ways to support our videos. And make sure to check out some of the other videos we got here. We have a whole library of things to check out. That concludes this review today, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.